What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing here, back with another video, and in today's video, guys, we are here with the Elizabeth and Meliodas and going over the best gear set that you guys want to be making for this festival character, as this is a character, guys, that's gonna need a brand new UR gear set versus just regular Meliodas and Elizabeth characters. You probably already have UR gear for a standard Meliodas or an Elizabeth, but we're gonna be talking about what best gear set that you want to be making for this duo character that we have here. If you guys do enjoy videos like this, man, definitely make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, as we are on the road to that 50,000 subscribers. I recently hit that 48k on the channel, guys, and we've been grinding a ton, man. I'm pumping out a ton of videos on the channel, guys, so if you do enjoy this, make sure to hit that like button, sub, all that good stuff, guys. Now with that out of the way, man, let's hop in and let's talk about why, we're covering, the best gear set for this character. So first things first, guys, is that Meliodas and Elizabeth are separate characters for UR gear. They are not the same as the regular Meliodas and Elizabeth characters, as they have separate UR gear and are only for the duo character here if you're trying to make UR gear. So you guys can see right here, Elizabeth and Meliodas have their separate UR gear tab right here if you're trying to make UR gear. And so that pretty much means that we need to make a brand new set for this character, and we can't just slap on, your old, attack crit melee or HP defense melee or Goddess Liz, right? We have to make a brand new UR gear set. And so in terms of the best gear set that I'm gonna rock on mine personally, guys, and I think this is gonna be probably the best generalist set for this character, but I'm gonna recommend an attack crit damage set. Now, the reason why I say that this is going to be the best gear set overall for this character is because Elizabeth and Meliodas, at the end of the day, guys, is going to be a DPS character. Alright, guys, so hopping into the passive here of the Meliodas and Elizabeth unit, if you actually go to this part in the passive right here, guys, where it talks the demons and the goddesses, if all allies participating in the battle are demons, the hero gains the Sword of Darkness. And if all allies are goddesses, the hero gains Shield of Light. Only Sword of Darkness will be applied if both conditions are met. So for Sword of Darkness, you're going to be damage dealt plus 20% and inflicts damage equal to 200% of initial attack on all enemies at the start of the ally's turn. Whereas the Shield of Light is going to be allies basic stats plus 15%, and allies recover 15% of their max HP at the start of the ally's turn. So generally speaking, guys, Meliodas is going to be run on a demon team to be a DPS, and then on a goddess team to still be a DPS, but more of a supportive DPS role. You can see here, if you actually look at the goddess effect, you're gaining allies basic stats and allies recover max HP %. So that's obviously very good, and that's more of a supportive ability, not necessarily a DPS ability. But if we're talking the goddess team, guys, in terms of what you would want to run, you really do need Melieli's damage, right? You're going to need a character like this that's able to dish out a ton of damage on goddess team if you're trying to take advantage of that. And then again, if we're talking demon team, guys, this character is just a straight up DPS character. Damage dealt, you do an initial attack % as damage at the start of the ally's turn. So that obviously matters a lot for this character. So when going about a gear set build for this character, guys, it's going to make a lot of sense to go with an attack crit set because we're, capitalizing on the DPS format of this character and the way it's built. And then if you actually go to the other parts of the kit here as well, guys, we have the part right here where you get Blade of Judgment. And Blade of Judgment is going to be for 2 turns when revived with the unique effect or when the Light of Darkness is removed. And Blade of Judgment is another DPS oriented effect. So you're getting attack related stats plus 20%, and then you inflict additional damage equal to 600% of the initial attack % damage, but that obviously scales on the dupe level of your ultimate. So, you're even able to get even higher damage on the initial attack right there with the Blade of Judgment, which is obviously going to be very insane. So yeah, guys, with that being said, man, I think an attack crit damage set is going to be the best way to go for this character overall. It's going to cover your PvP side of the game, where even though you're running in PvP and you might not go first in that scenario, you're actually benefiting the talent here where it creates a barrier equal to 150% of attack. So you're going to get a stronger barrier if you're running an attack crit Melieli, right? It's going to mean that your barrier overall is going to be a lot more tanky than if you're running a HP defense one. And also the fact that you can run this, this gear set in PvE content. So if we're doing Demonic Beast, if we're doing Demon King Battle, if we're doing, literally anything that you need a ton of damage output, an attack crit damage set for this character is going to be a go-to move in my opinion. And so in terms of the actual gear set here, guys, we are rocking 4 set attack, 2 set critical damage in this manner as well, if you guys are willing to be able to swap for another HP defense set. If you do want to make 2 sets for this character, attack crit damage, HP defense in this manner is going to be the way to go. The reason why I say that, guys, is because the middle pieces here, you're most likely going to be rolling for defense %. And defense % in Grand Cross is honestly not that crazy of a stat overall, guys. It's the weakest of the 3 basic stat effects that you're getting on your character, and you can see here for the amount you're actually getting as well. Like, this is obviously just a generalist, like, you know, I don't actually have any of these like 100% rolled yet, but you can see that even though we don't have anything crazy rolled, you can see that defense is really giving you the least amount of the buff of anything anyway, right? So, you know, that's the thing with defense, is that because it's not really a crazy amount of a stat, you can have your middle pieces be the 2-piece, and because the 2-piece is always going to be, if it's in the middle, the defense percents, you don't really have to waste too many anvils on the defense percent, and you can kind of just go for, you know, a pretty standard amount, and it wouldn't be like a super crazy amount you need to go for. So yeah guys, let's talk about the substat rolls that we're going for on this gear. Especially if you're a newer player, you might not know exactly how Grand Cross gear works. And so in terms of the way gear is going to work for, you know, generally every character in this game, you're going to want to go with the basic stat corresponding to the spot the gear is. So for the bottom 2 pieces of the gear that you're looking at, they're going to be for HP. If you're looking at the middle pieces, and we talked about it, defense percent. If we look at the top pieces, we're going to be getting attack percent. So all these things are going to be able to buff your basic stats mainly. And basic stats are always the way to go in Grand Cross, because substats don't really matter as much unless you have really high basic stats in general. So if you're going to be able to take advantage of like a crazy substat, guys, you're going to need a really good amount of the basic stats to actually take advantage of it. And so in a setup like this with Meliodas and Elizabeth, we're going to be going with the standard basic stat rolls. So on my gear here, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it to auto repeat on attack percent. And I'm just going to make sure that it resets everything here on a ×5 multiplier right there. And we're just going to let it go until we get the 2.8 or higher. If you're lower on anvils though, and you're not trying to spend too much, you can really just set it to minimum here, guys, like this. And then you can just set it to ×5. And the moment you get an attack percent roll, it's going to lock in that roll. And it'll save you a ton of anvils, because it's only going to go for the attack percent till the moment you get it. So if you're a newer player and you don't have too many anvils, feel free to do this strategy if you're just trying to get the gear set just in general. So yeah guys, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set up all my gear in the manner that you would normally have it, with the basic stats across the board on the substat rolls. So what I'm going to do here real quick, guys, I'm just going to roll all the pieces of the gear, and then we'll come back and I'll show you guys exactly what the gear set's looking like. Alrighty guys, so we just re-rolled the gear right here in terms of getting the basic stat percent rolls. So as you guys can see right here, this is kind of what the gear is looking like. So attack percent across the board on the top pieces, as we talked about. We have defense percent on the middle pieces as well. And then on the bottom pieces here, guys, we are rocking the HP percent rolls. And so that's exactly what you're going to want to do with majority of your gear sets in Grand Cross. And even for Meliodas, it's going to be the exact same thing for them, even on an attack crit set. And so I highly recommend going for these substats, as it's going to be the best benefit in terms of being able to just increase your character's survivability while being able to increase the overall damage output that this character is able to do. So yeah, guys, now one thing to mention too is that if you do want to make an HP defense set, I do see the reason why you could make an HP defense set for this character. And the reason why I say that is because if you're running in PvP and you want to go first, right? Going first in PvP is a very important thing. You know, go first meta is pretty insane. You know, it allows you to get that jump on the enemy that, you know, you normally wouldn't be able to get. And so having an HP set for PvP exclusively, if you play geared PvP, is fine to do, but generally speaking, for a free-to-play or even a newer player, you're not touching geared PvP at all. And that's why my main recommendation is gonna be the attack crit damage set, because at the end of the day, if you're trying to, you know, progress your account, especially with this new Meliodas, they're definitely going to be used more so in PvE content than they will in PvP. And so that's why I definitely recommend this attack crit set overall, guys, because even if you do want to run it in PvP, you definitely can, but you're going to get the main benefit out of having this gear set for PvE content specifically. And as a newer player, you're probably going to be doing a lot of PvE overall, guys, and so that's why I recommend this gear set. So now let's do the finishing touches here, guys. Let's actually engrave the gear now. So I obviously have my engraving stones available, and so we're just going to engrave this full set of attack crit damage UR gear. And there we go, guys. So now we're going to have a full set of attack crit UR. And this is going to be really good on this character, as we're going to be maximizing the amount of damage potential. As when you engrave a piece of gear, it's going to increase the basic stat even more. You guys can see right there, we're getting an extra basic stat increase of 398 attack on top of what I already had on the bracelet, which is obviously very, very good. So you're able to stack up all those stats on top of that. So there we go. And that's going to be the full set right there, guys. Look at that. So we now have the best gear set for the Meliodas unit in Grand Cross. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, guys. What gear set are you guys going to be running on your Meliodas? Are you guys locking in the attack crit damage just like I mentioned? Or are you guys going with a HP defense set overall? That's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. And I'm going to see you guys on the next one, man. Peace out. Have a good rest of your day, guys. See you later, man.